Good morning, everyone. How are you listening today? Oh, so sorry.
No, it's because. Look, I read 150 page book, and then I had to write some journal articles for races of class. And I went over the word count, and I'm still running. I'm still kind of everything out. But if I remove the quotes, it's still going to be over the word count. But I need to include the quotes regardless. So and also I need to let him to verify how the source that I use. So it's just that.
Yeah, I understand.
My math lab.
So much stuff on my math lab. Because we are finishing all the sections. So the homework. No, we finished 11.1-2. And then for 3, I told you to watch the recording instead of coming to the class. So you have 1 to 3. And then for the rest, I'm just going to extend them. No problem. I'll extend everything. So even though you see the due date and I forget to change it, don't worry, because after the due date, you'll be able to work on it. I set that up as you're able to work after the due date. So anytime we finish any section, make sure go ahead and do the quiz and homework on that section. So about the email, I sent you an email because I realized that I have to grade your exam before 30th. For you, the dropping date is 30, okay? So if you want to drop any of the classes, you have to drop it before 30th. And if I give you exam on 28, that means I have only 29 to grade the exam, which is impossible, okay? So that's why I had to move the exam date from 28 to 23, which is day after tomorrow. And as a reward, I give you the exam, what will be in the exam. So whatever you see in the review sheet, expect to see that in the exam, but in less amount. So in the review, I give you more questions to do. If you haven't seen the review sheet, this is the review sheet I posted. Also, I gave you the answer at the end, Exam2 review sheet. Yep. So, this is the answer. So all you have to do is study them. Okay. So it's only 1-page review, only 1-page review. And it has around 11 questions. So in the exam, you'll have 11 questions with multiple parts, or I'm going to just put them as separate numbers, but nothing will be outside of this review sheet. Okay. Only 11 topic. And most of the questions are here, are taken from your SIC workbook. Are you doing your SIC workbook? The workbook you're supposed to do in the SIC section, in the SIC thingy? Yeah, they are really good. Like I asked David, can you provide me the worksheet? And he said, sure. So when I looked, I was like, cool. Most of the questions in there actually come in the final exam. So if you do worksheet very well, you're ready for the final. Even the worksheet has many questions, but if you don't practice, how you are going to do well in the class? It doesn't matter how smart you are. Without practice, you are dumb. Okay? Trust me. Practice makes us perfect. So the more practice you do, even if you don't understand anything, but still you keep trying on the practice questions, you will do better eventually. So the review questions are from there, most of them, not everything. My screen is too dim. I have to make it brighter. And my plan for today is to going over almost all of them. Specifically, I'll start with chapter 11. And once you are done with chapter 11, I'm going to revisit chapter 10. Okay? 11.3 or 11.4. 11.3, Isn't bad. 11.4 also isn't bad. I'll try to show you the easier method. Okay.
Wait, then, this is gonna be this result.
Test will be on 10.567, 11.1234. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 section. 7 section around 11 question, 11 topic. No, I said, what I said? 11 question around 13, 11 topic, I think. Okay. I'll be nice. Instead, I'll give you as a quiz in somewhere in the class. Yeah. Extra question for extra credit. Okay. I mean, if you do it correctly, you get extra credit. Yeah. Yeah, if you can do it, no problem. So yeah, I'll put some extra credit question, but it will be from the review sheet. So as long as you study your review sheet very well, you'll be fine. And I'm gonna just tell you today, like how to solve each one of them. So all you have to do is tomorrow, do everything again. And if you have time, do it twice. If you don't have time, at least do it once. But if you have time, do it twice. And then you're ready. Okay. Any question? Any question, comments? I know you have lots of complaints. So I'm not gonna ask for your complaint today. Okay, 11.12. First thing we do is solve for x. And to solve for x, there are many methods we have. First, factoring if it's possible. If factoring is not possible, then we go for complete the square or quadratic formula. And then we also have another method, graphing. So I'm going to also show you how to graph, how to use factoring, how to use quadratic formula, and how to use complete the square. It's up to you which method you want to follow. Okay. But anytime it's factorable, I'll suggest go for factoring. It will save you time. Okay. So first question, x squared minus 4x plus 4. Is it factorable? Can you think of two numbers, multiply to 4, add to 4? Not possible, really. Two numbers, multiply to 4, add to 4. See, it is factorable. So x minus 2, x minus 2. Two numbers, multiply to 4, positive 4, combined to negative 4 is negative 2 times negative 2. That means you already have our solution. Not solution, factors. So since you see the same thing twice, all you have to do is write this twice. Or just solve it once and you already know the solution. But if you do want to write it twice, that means you have to get rid of the square by applying square root. The square root, square cancel out. And we have x minus 2 equals 0. So what is x? X equals 2. And here, we don't put plus minus 0 because 0 doesn't have 0. Plus minus 0 doesn't make sense. Okay. But besides 0, if you take out the square root of any variable or any number on the other side, you must put plus minus of that number on the right side. Do you remember doing that? Yeah. Anytime you take the variable, square root of a variable, you have two choices. You have to put plus or minus. Okay, since we are doing this, and then the next question is built upon these 4 questions, let's also try finding discriminant, because we need it for the next question. Discriminant. Who remembers what is discriminant? Ronald. So what is that? B square? Perfect. So in this equation, x squared minus 4x plus 4, what is our B? Huh? -4. So -4 square minus 4 times, what is our A? And C? +4. So what is -4 square? +16. And you're subtracting 16. 16 minus 16 is 0. So here in this table, our A has discriminant 0. Any question? B square minus 4AC. You have to memorize this rule, not rule, this formula. It's the thing inside the square root in the quadratic formula. Okay, the next one. We have x squared minus 10x equals 5. What do you think, which method you like to use? Is this factorable? I mean, if you want to see if it's factorable or not, then you have to bring 5 from left to the right. So right to the left. So it's x squared minus 10x minus 5 equals 0. Is this factorable? Two numbers multiply to 5 but combine to 10. No. So factoring is out. Then you have two choices. Two choices. Complete the square or quadratic formula. It's up to you which one to decide. But since my plan is to review, so I'm going to go with complete the square. Now, why I choose complete the square? Because my x squared doesn't have any number here, and our b is an even number. So complete the square will be easier. But it doesn't matter what number you have, you can use complete the square on anything. But anytime you see something is suitable for complete the square, you should go for that. So when you complete the square, our goal is to rewrite x squared and x terms into x, something like that, and you're going to subtract something square. This is the complete the square form. Rewrite x squared minus 10x as x, and then something next to that, whole thing square minus something square. Now, who remembers what goes next to the x? Ronald. How'd you get -5? -10/2. So all you have to do is divide b by 2. So half of b goes inside, and what goes outside? That thing square. Half of b goes inside, half of b square goes outside of the parentheses. And we complete our square. Did we use -5 here? Did we use -5 to complete the square? -5. Oh, sorry. -5. Did you use this one? We didn't, right? So we just have to bring it down. Then coincidentally, they both are -5. Sorry, my bad. Equals 0. So we have x minus 5 squared. So that was our goal, something square. And you're subtracting. What is -5 squared? 25. +25. And we have our -5. What is -25 minus 5? -30. So we are going to add 30 to both sides so that we have our square alone on one side. X minus 5 squared equals 30. Now which one you get rid of? The -5 inside or the square outside? Good. So what is the opposite of square? Square root. So we do square root on both sides. So we get x minus 5. And what do you have on the other side? Anytime we take the square root of a variable, what do you have to write? Plus minus. And now 30, is 30 divisible by any whole number, any perfect square number? Like 4, can you divide 30 by 4? No. Then the next one is 9. Can you divide 30 by 9? Then 4 square is 16. Can you divide 16? Then the next one is 25. Can you divide 30 by 25? So life is easy. It simply stays as square root of 30. The last thing we do is add the 5. So we have x equals 5 plus square root of 30 and x equals 5 minus square root of 30. Plus minus. Few of them will multiple choice, but I prefer not to give you the choices for the multiple choice, because when you see choices, students just tend to circle the choice without showing any work. It makes me really angry. If you pick a multiple choice without showing the work, it's 0. Okay, let's go for our discriminant. B square minus 4ac. So what is B here? Negative 10. So negative 10 square minus 4 times. What is A? And C? Negative 5. So you have to use this one, where you have A, B, C next to one another. You cannot use the original equation. Okay, B square means what? Negative 10 square is what? 100. And you're multiplying negative 4 times 1. And then negative 4 times negative 5. Positive 20. So what's the discriminant? 120. So we go ahead and write here. For B, our discriminant is 120. Why do you get the discriminant? Because the next question is asking for the discriminant. So I'm doing 2 questions at the same time. Any questions so far? So we learned how to factor. We learned how to do complete the square. And the next one, what do you think our first step is? Add 10. So add 10, add 10. We have 3x squared minus 4x plus 10 equals 0. And then you have, again, your choices. If it's factorable, you go for factoring. If it's not factorable, then the other 2 things. If it is factorable, then you have to use AC method because your A is visible. Anytime your A is visible, and if you think it's factorable or not, you have to multiply A with the C. So what is AC here? 30. Can you think of 2 numbers multiplied to 30 combined to negative 4? Is it possible? When you multiply, you get 30. And when you add, you get negative 4. So 30 is 3 times 10. 6 and 5. None of them give us 10, right? None of them give us negative 4. It's not factorable. Not factorable. You still have to solve it. So which method do you think is easier here? Complete the square or quadratic formula? quadratic formula because our A is a number and B is not divisible by A. If B is not divisible by A, you end up getting a fraction. Any fraction, right? Most of us hate fraction. So you have to memorize your quadratic formula. X equals what? Negative B plus minus B square minus 4AC whole thing over 2n. So you have to memorize it correctly, guys. I'm warning you. Most of the time I seen students memorize half correct, half wrong. So make sure you memorize correctly on their correct position. So identify negative B. So what is our B here? Negative 4. So it's negative, negative 4. One negative comes from the formula, and that another negative comes from your B. Plus minus negative 4 square. And then what is our A? C. Whole thing divided by 2 times 3. So we have double negative. Negative times negative. Positive 4 plus minus. What goes inside? Negative 104. So we have 16 minus 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 10 is 110. Sorry, 100. So we have negative 120 and we are adding 16. So this is negative 120. And we have negative 10 minus 6. We cannot do that. I mean, 0 minus 6 cannot do that. So it becomes 10. As a result, 2 becomes 1. So 10 minus 6 is 4. 1 minus 1 is 0. And we have 1. So negative 104 divided by 6. So what is our discriminant here? How much? Negative 104. So the next one is negative 104. Now you have to see, can you split negative 104? Like, can you divide 104 by Puppet square number? So let's since we don't have time, let me just use calculator. But in the exam, you have to do it. We don't have much time because I have to go over everything, right? That's our plan. So 104 divided by 4. Yeah, it is divisible. How about other number? 104 divided by 9? No. 104 divided by 16? No. 104 divided by 25. We cannot because 4 cannot divisible by that. And the 36. No. Most likely this is only divisible by 4. So 104 is square root of 4 and square. Oh, I forgot to do my minus. So 104 is square root of negative 1, square root of positive 4, and square root of 26. Right? What is square root of negative 1? I. So this gives us I. What is square root of 4? 2. And do you know what is square root of 26? No. So our x is 4 plus minus 2i square root of 26. And let 4 times 26 is 104. 4 times 26 is 104. We just divided, right? Where's my calculator again? calculator.
You're right. Don't worry about it.
And
Go ahead, 16.
when I split 4, -4 times 26. And let's also split the denominator. Why I split the denominator?
Good.
Do A plus BI. Remember, anytime you have complex number, you have to have two parts. One is the real number, and the other one is the I number. And when it's split, what do you observe? 4 and 6, they both are divisible by what? 2. So what do you get? 2/3. And how about 2 and 6? 1 and 3. So what is our final answer? X equals 2/3 plus minus I/26. 1 times I is I, so you don't have to write 1. But if you want, you can write 1I. It just looks weird. So this is
So why don't you do one?
yeah, why did I what?
Where'd you multiply 26 by 4?
106, sorry, 104. So anytime you have anything under the square root, you have to see if you can divide that by any perfect square number. So it's divisible by perfect square number 4. It goes 26 times. It's called simplifying radical. Any other question? So we learned how to use quadratic formula. So I'm going to skip doing the next one. I mean, let's do it because this question come in the calculator portion. Oh, this exam doesn't have any calculator part. I'm going to give you everything simpler to work with. But in the final exam, sometimes they do ask for quadratic formula.
Very complicated.
So let's do it real quick. What is our first step?
No, plus 30 to both sides.
Plus 30. 29x squared plus 61x plus 30 equals 0. Let's go. Since these are big number and we are allowed to use calculator, let's use calculator. I mean, let's use quadratic formula. Yes. See, calc, it means it's the calculator portion. No. I mean, here you can, but in the exam, especially in the final exam or also in the third exam, you have to bring the physical calculator. Any calculator is fine, but they prefer, not any calculator, only scientific calculator for this class. For pre-calculus, it's a graphing calculator, but for you, scientific. Any scientific calculator is fine, as long as it has square root thingy. What else? Log. So if your calculator has log and square root, then I think you are fine. You don't have to buy an expensive one. Or you can borrow from your Sec thingy, Sec department, I think. Yeah. So who would like to give me this one this time, the formula? Amen. Do you remember your quadratic formula? No. Let him do it. Negative B. You are missing very important thing in between them. Plus minus square root, not square. Negative B. B square. Minus 4AC. Good so far. And then,
Over to it.
good.
Yeah.
Good job. You have to memorize this formula, guys. Make sure you do. Otherwise, you're going to get so many questions wrong. Okay, so negative, the first negative comes from the formula. And what is our B here? Huh? B 61 plus minus. See, this side, they already told me they know everything, okay? Now my right side. Shahida. Exactly, Cairo, he's missing today. Cairo, he's sleeping. He's sleeping at home, I guess. Shahida. B squared. 61 square. 4 times 29 times 30 over 2 times 29. So get your phone and find out how much is the inside. And also how much is the denominator. Oh, denominator. How much is the inside? 241. Divide that by any perfect square number and see if it's factorable. I mean, 241 is not divisible by 4, right? Or 16 or any even number. Try it with 9. Is it divisible by 9? No. How about, so 3 square is 9, 5 square is 25. Is it not 25? Not possible. 7 square is 49. Is it divisible by 49? No. So most likely it is not divisible by anything. Usually in the final exam, it's multiple choice question. So you can stop once you see your answer. And what is twice 29? 2 times 29? 58. How did you figure that out without using calculator? What did you do? 2 times 20 and 9 times 2? And what I was thinking was 2 times 30 is 60. But 29, you are losing 1 point twice. So it's 50, 60 minus 2. You didn't get it? Okay, so main thing, you have to memorize the formula. Also, I forgot to tell the last one. What's the discriminant for the last question? $241. So now we have discriminant for all 4 choices. So we have to figure out number of solutions. When the discriminant is 0, how many solutions you have? 1. Is it real or imaginary? Real. And how many x-intercept you have? 1. Now, we didn't talk about rational or irrational. Let me tell you what is rational or irrational. Especially irrational. You have to remember what is irrational. Irrational means anytime you have a square root. You have a square root that is not breakable, that is not reducible. Okay? So, when our discriminant is 0, you have square root of 0. Square root of 0, is it rational or irrational? Rational, because we can get you the square root. Square root of 0 is 0. So this is rational. Ratio, yeah. Rational comes from ratio. And irrational comes from not ratio. 120. Discriminant is 120. How many solutions we have? two solutions, two real solution. And 120, we have square root of 120. Is it rational or irrational? Irrational because we already did that here, right? When you split it 124, you still have square root of 26. Square root of 4 and square root of 26. This is not reducible. So we have a square root in a solution. So this is irrational. If you cannot reduce your square root, it's irrational. No, you cannot reduce. Here. Look, 120. 120 is 4 times 30, right? Square root of 4, square root of 30. Square root of 4 we can reduce, it's 2. Can you reduce square root of 30?
No, but I know the.
If you cannot fully simplify, it's irrational. So you cannot have a radical. If you have a radical, it's irrational. Square root of 2, square root of 3, square root of 5, all of these are irrational. But square root of 4 is rational because you can reduce. And how many x-intercept do you have for 2? So when you have real solution, you have your x-intercept. Now the next one, you have negative 104. How many solution you have?
1. Oh.
2. Because it's plus minus. But what type of solution you have?
It's
Real?
because it's negative and then this quadratic or
Exactly, it's square root of 104 negative.
Oh,
So it's not real.
oh, stupid. I thought
It's imaginary.
one selection because it's negative.
And is it rational or irrational?
Irrational.
Irrational because we cannot reduce 104 completely. And since we have imaginary solution, what about the x-intercept?
No. 0?
Can the x-intercept be imaginary?
Oh.
So what can you say about the x-intercept? There is none x-intercept.
Wait a minute.
We can only cross the x-intercept really, visibly. If you are not even visible, you cannot cross the x-intercept. So it's not visible, it's imaginary. Can you cross the x-intercept invisibly? Not possible.
Oh, how did you come to a conclusion of it being imaginary?
Because it's square root of negative 104. Guys, square root of negative 104. So square root of negative 104. When you try to reduce, what type of number you get? Real or imaginary? Imaginary because it's negative. Square root of negative number doesn't exist. So this is imaginary. And you have two choices because it's plus minus. See here, plus minus.
But if you bring the negative, you can find.
And it's irrational because 120 is not a perfect square number. 144 is a perfect square number, but not 120.
Because it's negative.
So negative inside the square means square root means imaginary. And the last one, 241 under the square root. How many solutions do you have? The last one,
Two.
real or imaginary?
Real.
Is it rational or irrational?
Oh, sorry.
Irrational because we cannot reduce. So how many x-intercept do you have? 2.
This is easy, I think
So I'll give you this chart again, okay? You're going to find your discriminant and then fill out the rest. Or maybe I'll give you the discriminant and you just fill out the rest. Yeah. Like I'll give you 0, 1, 0, 1 positive number, 1 negative number, and figure out. What determines what? If you have 1, if you have 0 on the discriminant, you have 1 solution. Besides 0, you have anything else not 0, you have 2 solutions. But if the number is positive, you get real solution. If the number is negative, you get imaginary solution. So the discriminant determines how many solutions you have. And you can check that with all these questions we did. The first one, we said discriminant is 0, 1 solution. How many solutions you have?
One solution.
1. The second one, we said 2 real solutions. So when you solve, how many solutions do you have?
2.
2, and both of them are real. The next one, we says 2 imaginary solutions. So that was the question. How many solutions do you have?
2.
2, and what type of solution?
Irrational imaginary.
Irrational imaginary. See? So without even solving anything, just by observing the discriminant, we can already figure out how many solutions we're going to have. And how about the x-intercept? Are we going to have any x-intercept? We are not going to have an x-intercept. That's why discriminant is important. Guys, shh. So that was 11.12, and 11.3 was your homework to do. That homework, like instead of being here in class, you're supposed to watch it, right?
Oh, yes.
11.3?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go all the details because that was your homework to do. So I'm just going to go over them briefly.
I think it's
We have seen 2 things, but I'm just going to go over one. Which one you want to go over? One A or B? A? B?
Yeah.
Okay, so the rule for 11.3 is they look so hard because it's for degree, 2 degree, but nothing to worry about because we can able to solve them using quadratic methods. Terence.
Can I just say so?
No, first let me explain. So we can use quadratic methods if you satisfy one condition. The condition says if one of the power is half of the other power. Is 2 half of 4? Yes. That means we can use quadratic method to solve. What is quadratic method? Factoring, complete the square, quadratic formula, or graphing. Not graphing, sorry. Graphing is a better idea. Complete the square, quadratic formula, or factoring. Which one we should look for first? Always. Factoring. So is this factorable?
Yes.
Can you think of 2 numbers? Multiply to 64, combine to 65.
64 and 1.
64 and 1.
8? 8 times 8 is 64, but 8 plus 8 is not 65. Guys, see, when you see 64, 8 always comes in our mind. But you have to check the middle number. Even though 8 times 8 is 64, but 8 plus 8 is 16. What do you have in the middle? 65. So you cannot use 8 and 8. Go ahead, Terence, tell me the answer.
Y is 64. Oh, y squared minus 64 and y squared minus 1.
Minus 64 minus 1. So you split the 64 into 2 pieces. Negative 64 times negative 1. And you split your y to the 4 into 2 pieces. Each piece gets the square. Just like normal factoring, you split your variable into 2 pieces and you split your number into 2 pieces. And that's your factors. Easy. And now we know what's next. What do you do next? The product is 0. So
Set them equal to.
one of them has to be 0. Either this one is 0. Let me get a little bit space. Or this one is 0.
Easy.
We have 2 hours in the third. Right?
2 hours.
And we have charged.
ChatGPT only you cannot use in the exam. Now going to get the y's alone. What is our step? Plus 64 and plus 1. So we have y square is 64 and y square is 1. Square root. So y is alone. And what do you on the other side? Good job. If you miss your plus minus, you're going to lose your points. And how about the other one? Y equals? Plus or minus 1. Yep. So that's all you have to do. Factor, set each factor equals 0, solve for x by taking the square root. Let's also do a because it's a little bit different. So x to the 4 minus 5x squared minus 36 equals 0. Is 2 half of 4? That means we can use quadratic methods. So let's see if it's factorable or not. Can you split 36 into 2 pieces? When you combine them, you get -5. What are the two numbers? Two numbers multiplied to 36, combined to -5. 4 and 9. How about their sign?
4 and 9.
9 has to be minus because of the middle sign. 4 has to be plus. And how are you going to split 2x to the 4?
X squared.
X squared. Ta-da! We factored it.
Wow. Why did we put?
So x squared minus 9, 0. X squared plus 4, 0. You lost points. You lost 4 points. Or 2 points. You lost 2 points. So you have x squared equals 9 and x squared equals -4. Guys, what do you do next? They're affecting the whole class. Square root. Square root. So, what do you get?
Irrational numbers.
Really?
Really?
What is square root of 9?
Plus minus 3. I'm talking about the
It's 3, but plus minus. How about the right side? Nope. It's 2i, not irrational, it's imaginary. Uh-huh. So you're saying irrational, but probably thinking about imaginary, right? So it is rational because we could reduce the 4 into 2, but it's also imaginary because -1, another square root is I. So we have our solution, 2i, -2i, 3 and -3. So 2 real solution, 2 imaginary solution. Okay. So for 4th degree, we may have all real solution, or we may have some real, some imaginary.
Oh, that's a mixed link.
Mm-hmm.
What do you put?
That means you cross the x-axis twice, and the other 2 times you don't cross it visibly, you just do it invisibly. I mean, you cannot cross invisibly, so the shape will be
Well, that's not easy.
Yeah, exactly.
something like this. So you're crossing your axis twice, x-axis, and these are your other 2 imaginary roots. Okay, the last one. The last one in the fourth degree.
Yeah.
Amar.
So x2
X2.
minus 9.
So your goal is to rewrite that into perfect square number. Difference of
Square. This is for
of perfect squares. So x to the 4 is x square, and 81 is 9 square. And why did you do that? What is our goal? Oops. What is our goal? To do what?
The factor.
To factor. We are going to get rid of that later, but first we have to factor. So what two factors we get? When you factor perfect squares, what do you get?
plus minus.
It's to conjugates. Did you forget your conjugates?
X squared minus 9.
X square minus 9, x square plus 9.
Yeah, your turn. You did not say it.
So anytime you factor difference of perfect squares, you take the two bases, add them, subtract them. And then just like the previous ones, you separate them. X square minus 90, x square plus 90. So x square is 9 and x square is negative 9. Plus minus 3 and plus minus 3i, because we need to take the square root on both sides. So x equals 3i, negative 3i, positive 3, and negative 3. So in the final exam, they give one of these, either 3 terms or 2 terms. And in the in-class exam, expect to see both of these. Any questions? Okay, now the next one. What do you think our first step is?
Well, if you say first step, subtract the 9 on both sides.
It's 6. 6.
Sorry, I'm 3 hours. 3 hours.
So x to the negative 2 plus x to the negative 1 minus 6 equals 0. And then you have two choices. Either work with this without doing anything, just like the rest of the three questions we did, or turn them into fraction. Since you don't like fraction, let me leave it here and ask you the question. Is negative 1 half of negative 2?
Yeah.
So as long as one power is half of the other, you can use quadratic if it's factorable. Is it factorable?
Yes.
Two numbers multiplied to negative 6 combined to positive 1.
Yes.
What two numbers?
Negative 2, positive 3.
Negative 2 and positive 3. So how are you going to split the x to the negative 2?
X to the negative 1 on both.
Negative 1. You split the negative 2 power into negative 1 and negative 1, and split negative 6 into positive 3 and negative 2. So it's factoring. You split the first one and you factor the constant. And then what do you do next? So x to the negative 1 minus 2, 0, x to the negative 1 power plus 3, 0. What do you do next? Minus 3 and plus 2. And now the fun part. X to the negative 1 is 2, and x to the negative 1 is negative 3. We're almost done, like almost. The only problem is what? Negative 1 power. So how can you get rid of negative 1 power? Turn into a fraction. So what is x to the negative 1? 1 over x. 1 over exactly exponent rule. 1 over x is 2 and 1 over x is -3. But they're not asking for 1 over x, they're asking for only x. So what do? We can multiply, or there is a shortcut. Flip it.
Oh, that was big boy.
You can always flip it. But math is fair, right? If you flip one side, what do you do?
Flip the other side.
Flip that side.
Yo, he got so jolly.
You're finally here, Cairo.
I knew it.
Yeah.
So what is our x?
Huh? Oh.
If you flip 2, it becomes 1 over 2. And if you flip -3, it becomes
Negative 1 over 3.
-1 over 3. So see, even though they look weird, but they're not bad. You follow the quadratic rules, at the end, just flip them.
And then they.
Any question? No? Huh? Okay. Okay, the next one. It's a fraction, so you have two choices. Either get rid of the fraction or turn them into negative power. It's up to you.
Flip everybody.
No, because of
You cannot flip here because you can only flip when you have only one term on one side. When you have only one term on each side, then you can flip. Here we have two terms, so you cannot flip. Guys, your exam is day after tomorrow. Smile or laugh after the exam, not before the exam. You know, when I was a kid, I used to believe if we smile too much before the exam, your exam is going to be really bad. So don't smile, don't laugh. You can smile, no problem. Don't laugh before the exam. See, you guys are laughing. Don't laugh. You'll mess up your exam. Okay, so do you want to convert this into negative power or do you want to work with the fraction? Which one you like? I mean, you don't have to work with the fraction. If you don't want to work with the fraction, you just look at the LCD. What is the LCD between x and x squared? LCD is the least common denominator that you can divide by x, and also you can divide by x squared. So between x and x squared, what is the largest thing you have that is divisible by x and also divisible by x squared evenly? If you divide x by x squared, do you get even solution or fraction? Fraction. That means x is not LCD. You're looking for something that you can divide by the denominator, by all the denominator, and you get a whole number result. Whole result, not fraction.
Oh, yeah, it would be accurate.
Square.
I decided.
So see, when you divide this time into 1, which we like, it's a whole number, and x squared divided by x is x. It's a whole number. It's a whole x, not fraction x. So your LCD between the two numbers, if you have the same base with multiple powers, it's the highest power.
Also, 2 becomes.
Okay. So if you do want to use LCD, this is what you do. You multiply each number, sorry, each numerator on both sides by the LCD. So multiply 5 by x squared, 3 by x squared, 2 by x squared. So x squared cancel out. And x goes to x squared,
3x.
x times. So you have 5 plus 3x equals 2x squared, no more fraction. And it becomes simple quadratic equation.
Yes.
So what do you do? What is our next step? I want to keep my x squared positive.
No, yeah, let's keep it here. Let's subtract 5 and
Subtract 5, subtract 3x. AC method. So 2x squared minus 3x minus 5 equals 0. And this one we cannot factor directly because we have A visible. Anytime A is visible, you have to use AC. What is AC? A times C is -10. No, you're going to distribute the AC.
-5 and positive.
-5 and +2. Now let me show you a shortcut using shortcut AC method. You can do -5 and +2. So we split our AC into 2 pieces. And the 2x squared. So we just split our 2x squared. So one of them gets 2x and one of them gets x. Right?
Yeah.
Do we know which one gets 2x and which one gets only x?
2 goes to 2, 5 goes to 5.
Then you get 10x. If you split 2x squared, you only 2 choices, 2x and 1x. Now, which box gets 2x and which box gets 1x?
The -5, you have to do it. You said.
Why?
Because, you have to divide after 2 if you're, yeah, so that you can.
So if you are not sure which one goes squared, then put 2x on both of them. But if you know what to do, then you already know 2x goes squared. 2x is supposed to go here. But if you don't know, no problem. You write 2x on both. If you don't know, okay? But then if you do 2x on both, we are doing something bad, right? We are supposed to do 2x on both. So which one is divisible by 2? This one. So whatever is divisible by 2, you just divide them by 2. And you are done. So you have 2x minus 5. You keep it because this is not divisible by 2. But when you divide the next one by 2, what do you get? X plus 1. So you split your AC into 2 pieces, -5 and +2. Did you understand this part? -5 and +2 is the AC. Now about the 2x squared, we have 2 choices only. One of them gets 2x, the other gets x. If you don't know which one gets which one, put 2x on both. No, don't worry about that. Put 2x on both. But then what do you observe? One of these is divisible by 2. So then divide them by 2.
Okay. I understand that, but so for the one on the right, if we do know that's x, then wouldn't that be x plus 2?
X plus 2 over 2.
But why would we divide out the 2 if you already put x? If we didn't. Because you said you only put a 2x and we don't know. But if
So
you do know.
one of them you multiply by 2, the other one you divide by 2. That's the rule. One of the coefficient you multiply by 2, the other whole number you divide by 2. That's what I said. If you don't know, put your coefficient on both, but then one of them will be divisible by the coefficient, divide by coefficient.
Can you show us without the shortcut?
Yeah.
Without the shortcut?
Yes.
Sure.
One more thing.
But we're not done, right? So here you solve for x, so let me erase all this. Since I don't have space. So to solve, you set each of them equals to 0, right? And then solve for x. So you get x equals 5/2 and x equals -1. These are the 2 solutions you have. Now, normal SE method. Normal SE method. It's 2x squared minus 3x minus 5 equals 0. You still have to do AC. AC is -10. You still have to split, which is -5 and +2. So you have to do the same thing again. But what you do at the end is you keep your coefficient and your constant, 2x squared minus 5. And instead of the middle term, negative 3x, you use these two. Negative 5x, positive 2x.
Hey, why don't you just do
Oh.
2x and then minus 5x?
No problem. 2x minus 5x. You get the same thing.
Okay, you can switch it around, you can power. You can switch it around.
No. Oh, wait, you factor it out. Then you factor it out.
So you end up getting 3 terms into 4 terms. So you split them into 2 pieces.
Take out 2x over there on the first one. So it'll be
2x,
1
x plus 1.
plus 1. And then you can take out
We have negative 5x minus 5.
then negative 5.
Negative 5
Wow, we just did that.
Oh.
plus 1.
Wait, what?
Those wow.
That's the same answer as the left page. So in the 2 factors, in the 2 groups, you still have the same factor x plus 1. So you factor out x plus 1 and you get 2x minus 5 equals 0. And if you observe, this thing and this thing are the same. One from the negative and one from the positive. One from the 4th degree. I'll give either this one or that one. You know, you can do this one with that method. So let me show you how you can use this with that method. But at the end, it's the same method anyway.
Nah, I got me. Okay.
Okay, so we have 5 or what doesn't make sense? 5x squared plus 3 over x minus 2 equals 0. So if you don't like your, if you don't know what is LCD, you can convert them into negative power. And then you factor. Never mind. You can factor, you can do the same thing again. So you don't have time. So the shortcut is you multiply the coefficient on both, and when you multiply, one of them will be divisible by the coefficient. So if you have, let me give you another example. Let's say you have 5x squared, and then let's say, you know, it's 1 and it's, let's say, minus 10. Okay, so you have something here. When you split, you get negative 1, negative 10, and positive 1, and you're not sure how you're going to split the negative 5. So it's the 5 squared. So what you do, you put 5x on both. But one of them will be divisible by 5. Which one? So you divide this by 5. And you get 5x plus 1 and x minus 2. That's the rule. You multiply both of them by the coefficient, whatever you have, but one of them always will be divisible.
I get it.
Okay, the next one. Same, huh?
5x squared. 5x plus 4, 5x minus
5x minus 10, but then you have to divide one of them by whatever is divisible. When you do that, always something will be divisible. One of the factor will be divisible by the coefficient.
Can you get back to like one side?
Okay, so in that, I'm going to give you choices. Either AC method or not AC method, okay? So if you don't understand AC method now, don't worry. Just consider the other one, no problem. Triangle, there will be one triangle. Either the first one or the second one. I'll give you choices.
Oh, we get to choose our.
Not for everything. But if you do both, you get extra credit.
Oh, okay.
So let me show you the first one real quick. What type of triangle is given to us?
right.
Right triangle. When you see any right triangle, what comes in your mind?
Pythagorean theorem.
What's the Pythagorean theorem? A square plus B square equals C square. What is C?
That's the hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse. And what is hypotenuse?
Longest side.
Longest side. So in the first triangle, which side is the longest side? 10. So that's how you determine what is your C. AB doesn't matter, but C definitely has to be accurate. It's the opposite of the 90 degree. So let's say this is your A and this is your B. The position doesn't matter for A and B. Could be either one, could be anything. So A square means what? 5 squared, 25. B square means what? 3x whole thing square means what? 9x squared. And then we have C square. What is C square? 10 squared, which is 100. So it's a basic quadratic equation. Your highest degree is square. And you have only one. You cannot the square root everything. Remember, square and square root, they have to be alone if you want to get rid of them. So our x square, is it alone on one side? No. How can you make it alone? Subtract 25. So we get 9x squared, 75. Is our x square alone yet? Really? It has a bodyguard 9. So you kill the bodyguard, and then you have all of these things you have next to the x squared or square root, they're bodyguard. They protect the square root and square. Not the coefficient only. Everything you have next to the square is their bodyguard. So we have 75 and 9. He's very rich, so he has so many bodyguards. So you kill one by one and then make it alone. Now is a square alone on one side. So what do? Square root. And do it individually on the other side because you have to split them anyway. So what is x?
5.
Wait. Yeah.
5.
What is square root of 9?
3.
3. And square root of 25, is it divisible by any perfect square number?
Oh, it's 3 and 5. 3 and 5.
25 and 3, right? 75 is 25 times 3. Actually, let me do it in 2 lines. It's 25 times 3. And then it splits square root of 25, square root of 3, divided by 3. What is square root of 25? 5. So 5 square root of 3 divided by 3. And this time, even though we took the square root, but we don't write plus minus because triangle is a real life scenario. Triangle cannot have any negative length. Okay, let me skip B. I did it with my other class. You're supposed to watch it. Watch the recording. And let's go to 11.4, the last section for the exam. 11.4, we are going to the same thing, but this time we are going to get the inequality. The same thing, but since it has 2 x's, so you have to do you have to square twice. I mean, you have to take the square root twice. I mean, sorry, no. You have to square on both sides, so you get 2 things. But watch the recording. I explained everything in details. And I sent you the link. Did you guys watch the recording you're supposed to watch?
I did. 11.1 and
11.4, I went over, sorry, 11.3, yeah. 11.4, I went over with my other class. So you can watch the details if you want. Here, I'm not going to do the details. I'm just going to show you how to solve it since you don't have time. So inequality, the difference between the inequality and all these times with the equal sign is that when you solve any equal sign, you get one solution or two solution maximum. But for inequality, you don't get a solution, you get a set of solution, or more than one set of solution. So that one number is infinitely many number, and you have to see which set satisfies that condition. So step one, we want to bring everything to one side. Please subtract 10. So we have x squared minus 3x minus 10 bigger than 0. What does bigger than 0 mean? Positive or negative? Positive. Now, what type of equation we have? X squared. Quadratic. Quadratic. So what's the shape of a quadratic equation? Parabola. So we know we have a parabola, and you're looking for the positive portion of the parabola. So we want to graph the parabola. But to graph the parabola, so it's a parabola this way, right? Why it's upward, why not it's downward? How do I know it's the upward parabola?
Oh, smiley face.
No, because the x square is positive. When the square is positive, so positive x squared is upward, negative x squared is downward. You learned that in one in the function section. When I taught you the reflection, remember, vertical, and then up, down, left, right. So negative x squared means upside down parabola, positive x squared means upward parabola. So we have positive x squared, so we have upward parabola. Now the question is, what are the x-intercepts? Specifically, you have to know the x-intercepts. So that means you have to solve for x. How do you solve for x? Factor x squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. What two numbers multiply to negative 10? Negative 5, positive 2. Right? Two numbers multiply to 10, combined to negative 3 is negative 5, positive 2. And then when you solve for x, you get x equals?
5,
Negative 2. So what is this number?
-2.
Negative 2. And what is this number? Positive 5. So we draw a parabola and we are happy. Now they're asking for which x values your parabola is positive or your y is positive. For which x, so let me do it on the right side. Insert one page. This is what they're asking. For which x values the graph or the y value is positive. So definitely is 5. X equals 4 is here. So what is the parabola here? Positive or negative?
That's negative, right? Okay, I don't know.
The graph is the y value.
Wait, no.
So
Oh.
while x is 4 here, this is the y value.
Oh.
The y value positive and negative here.
Negative.
For this one, this is the y value. What is the y value? Positive and
Negative.
negative. For this x, this is the y value. Positive
Still
and negative.
negative.
Negative. So everything here,
Oh, fine.
everything here is the negative y. But what you're looking for?
Positive 1.
Positive y. So how about here?
Yeah.
Is this positive y?
Yeah.
Is this positive y? Is this
Yes.
positive y? Is this positive y?
Yes.
Yes. So for which x values you get positive y's? So definitely for 5, you get positive y, right? For 6, do you get positive y?
Yes.
For 7, do you get positive y?
Yes.
For 8, do you get positive y?
Yes.
For 9, do you get positive y?
Yes.
So what is the largest x
Infinite.
that will give you
Infinity.
infinity?
Wait, that's the domain?
It's just like domain, just like domain. So it is. For solution. Man, solution. 5 to infinity. This portion will give you the positive x value. And since you don't have the equal sign, if you don't have the equal sign, you have to put a parenthesis. So let me tell you the rule. If your inequality don't have the equal sign, it's parenthesis. But if your inequality does have the equal sign, then it's brackets. These are the rules. Now I have a question. Is it the only side where you have your y positive?
No, technically, everything under negative.
So this is positive, this is positive, this is positive, this is positive. So we know -2 will give us positive. So we have -2. How about -3? When you have -3, what do you get?
Still positive.
Positive. How about -4? What do you get? Positive. How about -6? What do you get?
Still positive.
So what is the smallest x value you have that
Negative.
will give you positive?
Infinite.
Good job. -infinity.
In the middle, oh, anything in the middle between -2 and positive, okay, because that's the only negative.
Ask me a question. So this is -1, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. For which x values you see positive y? Nothing between -2 to -5 will give you positive y,
Positive 5. Positive.
because all of these are
Negative y value.
negative y values. Amar, ask me what is confusing? No, help me to understand what it. Are you sure?
Then between -2 and 5.
It's the negative y value.
Yeah.
But you're looking for positive y value. So that's all you have to do. First, bring everything to one side if you don't have it. Figure out what they're asking to find. So for x, graph your parabola. And then based on the parabola, see which y values are positive, which are negative. And then you give them the axis, like domain. Domain means the x values, solution means x values, not the y's. One more question. -18 to both sides. So we have x squared minus 3x minus 18 less than or equal 0. And since this is an equal sign, they're going to have a bracket for numbers. Infinity always gets parentheses. So infinity gets parentheses, number will get brackets. What they're looking for? Less than or equal 0. What does that mean? Negative. So this time it's negative number we are looking for. So we need to know our x-intercepts. So x squared minus 3x minus 18 equals 0. Can you factor this?
Yeah.
-6, positive
3.
3. So -6 times 3 is -18. -6 plus 3 is -3. Good. So what is our x?
6 and negative.
And -3. So let's draw our graph again. Is it an upward or upside down parabola?
Brownie base.
Upward. Because look at the square. Positive.
Where?
It's a reflection, so it doesn't have any reflection. So what is this number on the left? -3. And what is this number on the right? 6. Now we are looking for all the negative y values. So which x values?
In the middle, in the middle.
Good.
Yeah.
This one is easy. So solution from which number to which number?
-3 to 6.
-3 to 6. And the boundary? Good job. See? You got it. That's it.
Yes, thank God.
Find the x-intercept, graph it, and see what they're asking for. The upside or the bottom side. If they ask for positive, then you have two solutions, two sides because of that. And for the negative, it's just the one side. And if they give you an upside down parabola, it's the same thing. For negative, you have two solutions, two sides. And for positive, you have the upper side. Any question? Okay, the next one is not a parabola. Yeah, relax. I'm going to give this as a extra credit in the exam. Okay?
Wait, what?
Extra credit in the exam.
Oh, okay, okay, perfect.
So if you know parabola, you're fine for the exam. All you have to know is parabola. This is extra credit in the exam. But it's not bad. So it's not a parabola anymore because that's a square. It's not a parabola.
Oh, no, I know how to do this.
So you have to know a few things. First, what makes the denominator 0? What number makes the denominator 0? -3. So x cannot be -3 because that makes the denominator 0, right? Can you have 0 on the denominator? No, because that makes everything invalid, undefined. So whatever you get, x cannot be -3. That's no. And now if you want to get rid of the denominator, what do you have to do?
Multiply the denominator.
So multiply x plus 3. Actually, let me do it bigger. We have 6x plus 3 bigger than or equal to x -2. If you don't want your denominator, no problem. Multiply every numerator by that. So they cancel out, no more denominator. We have 2 bigger than or equal, distribute. We have 6. How do you get 2? Oh, it's 6. I wrote the other way around. Wow. Come on. X squared plus 3x. And when you distribute -2, what do you get?
-2x minus 6.
Perfect. What do we do?
-6 on both sides.
-6, and we have like terms in the middle. So 0, x squared
Plus x minus 12.
-12.
Oh, now we can solve, right?
Now it's a quadratic. But still we cannot use parabola. Why not? Because we have a denominator that you have to consider. There's a problem with the denominator. But doesn't it look weird, like 0 first and then the variable? So instead of writing it this way, let me write that way.
Yes.
So remember the mouth of the inequality is equal 0, right?
It flips.
The thing is eating 0.
It flips.
So the mouth will be towards 0. And then you write x squared plus x minus 12. So when you switch the position, always watch your mouth. The mouth of the inequality is toward which number? Toward which side? Amen. -3x minus 2x gives you positive 1x. So this is x. And now we do the same thing what we did before. Two numbers multiplied to -12 combined to +1. +4, -3. So that tells us x equals -4 and x equals 3. So we have three numbers to consider. X cannot be -3, and x is -4, and x is 3. But this is an inequality. So they are not the solution. They are the boundary. It's not the answer. Inequality doesn't give you one number. Never, okay? You have to see which set of the numbers or which intervals in your graph gives you whatever you're looking for. So here, what are you looking for? Draw. What are you looking for? Less than or equal 0? Positive or negative? Negative. We are looking for negative. So we have -infinity, positive infinity. We have -4, we have -3, and we have 3. So place all these numbers in your graph and then check which one gives you the real, the positive one. So the negative one. So we have at the end x plus 4, x minus 3, right? And the denominator, if we did not cancel, we had the denominator, what the denominator was? X plus 3. So if we didn't cancel the denominator, this should have been our final answer. Okay? And why did you consider denominator? Because that's very important. It makes everything invalid. So should be denominator at the end, and with the two factors we got. And now just pick, so what's the power for this factor? X plus 4? 1 power.
Oh, yeah.
X minus 3 has what power?
1 power.
X plus 3 has what power?
1.
So all these factors has odd power, right? So all factors have odd power. Anytime you have odd power factor, all you need to do is check only one interval, and the rest you can follow. I mean, not you can follow. Check one, and the rest automatically comes. So which interval you want to check? Only one interval you have to check. Let's say you're checking this interval. Okay. So what type of numbers we have between -3 to -4? -5. Now, if x is -5, what do you get? -5 plus 4, -5 minus 3, -5 plus 3. So what do you have? -5 plus 4 is -1. -5 minus 3 is -8. And on the denominator, we have -5 plus 3.
Will be -4.
-2. We only care about the sign, we don't care about the number. One of the negative cancel out. So answer is negative. So this is negative.
Wait, isn't it positive?
-5.
Try.
So the first interval has the y value negative. And since they have the odd powers, so they will alternate the sign. If the first one is negative, next one has to be positive. If this one is positive, next one has to be negative. And if this is negative, next one has to be positive. This happens when we have odd power factors.
Let's take a squiggly.
So what are you looking for, positive or negative?
We're looking for negative.
So which two intervals gives you negative?
-4, -3, and 3.
Solution. The first interval is here, right?
Yeah.
How do you write this interval? parentheses, negative infinity until
-4.
-4. And -4, did you get it from the top or from the denominator?
The top.
The top. So you get bracket. What we cannot have will get parentheses because that we cannot use. Our second interval is this. The union. What's the second interval?
Parentheses, -3, +3 branch.
Good job. See here, we cannot use -3 because that comes from the denominator. If you cannot use anything, that is represented by a parenthesis, not a bracket. We are using bracket for the other two because we have an equal sign on the inequality. So equal sign gives you the bracket. We cannot have -3 that makes the denominator 0. So -3 gets parentheses. And we have only 2 intervals in our solution. So again, this will be an extra credit in the exam. Okay? Extra credit in the exam. So all you have to know is the parabola. As long as you know your parabola, you're fine. Any question? So that's all you have to know for chapter 11. The next one, you have the answer, so you can try on your own. The revision has the answer. Not now. You can do it on your own. Oh, that's actually a good idea. Instead of doing it here, I can do this with my other class today. Yeah. Well, yeah. So whatever we went over today, do you have any question on this? Which topic you found the most hard? The hardest one?
The last question.
The last one?
I think it's this one with the freaking quadratic formulas.
Really?
It's just the
You have to do one.
It's just on the.
From these 4, you have to do only one. I'll give you only one to solving. And then I'll give you this chart. So you have to fill out this chart. So you have to remember your rules. When the discriminant is 0, 1 real solution, 1 x-intercept. And you have its rational. When the discriminant is positive, it's 2 real solution, 2 x-intercept, and we have irrational. I mean, irrational, it depends. If you cannot reduce, then it's irrational. If you can reduce, it's rational. Fourth degree means factor, and then when you take the square root, you have plus minus, 2 choices. For negative, you do the same thing and then you flip. For fraction, get rid of the fraction by multiplying by the highest degree, and then factor, solve. So the AC method, I'll give you as an extra credit, okay?
Okay.
And then triangle. You square everything, solve. One of them will be extra credit, one of them you have to do it. And then equality. One of them is not extra credit, the other one is extra credit. So you have lots of extra credit in this exam.
Yay.
Yeah. Don't be late, it's day after tomorrow. Oh, let me take your attendance
Okay.
before you go. Oh, also I have your exam. Whoever didn't take your exam yet. Maria, not here. Daisy, your exam. Nihan, your exam. Shahida, your exam. Anyone else? Don't leave. I didn't take your exam yet. I didn't take attendance yet. Please.
They were small electric pump.
It's like that.
Yo.
You got competition.
Well, you still have 10 more minutes. Why are you guys rushing?
Where you guys getting?
Come on. Today is what? 10:21. Krish here, Jack here, Eliza here, Karen here, Alana here, Maria not here, Daisy here, Justin here, Kachung, Alera here, Hiba here, Shahida here, Loisville, Marlene, Cairo here, Jiajun, Valerie, Yeri, Amar here, Amen here, Nihan here, Ingrid, here, Sophia, Antonella, Ronald here, Good here, Ivani, Zohaib, not here, and Terence here. Okay. So remember, study smart. Study the review sheet. And for the homework quiz, I'm going to extend those days. Have a good day. A productive day tomorrow.